All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Golfballing Podcast, episode 252. Joined once again by Ryan Lippity Lipson. How are you doing? We're looking at last week. I if first off, hello.
Hello.
I wanted
How are you?
Ryan to wait to see. I thought so. All right, we're doing this thing where every week we're selecting some golfers, and depending on when we do the podcast, it depends on who's being picked. Last week, Ryan selected Aberg, who shot 63 on Thursday, and we did the podcast Thursday night. So I was able to do two, and I went with the two Zach Blair and Zach Johnson. As it turns out, I'm sure you see this. Zach Blair ended up firing a +1. So it looks like I'm up 2-1.
Shouldn't even count.
I think he finished. I mean, if he withdrew at any point, even though he withdrew for the Pebble Beach right now, I would 100% agree with you. But he toughed it out. He wants his paycheck, and
Did you see
shout out
who's
Zach
leading
Blair.
the AT&T right now?
I have not. I was too focused on Harris English winning the Farmers Insurance.
Take a guess at who's leading the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am right now.
Do you have a slight hint? A vague hint?
We've talked about him pretty heavily over the last 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Not on the TGL.
Okay, that was a follow-up. Wow, we talked about him.
Recent successes, and that's all I'm saying.
He's had some recent success, and it's not Ricky Fowler because he's on the TGL. I'll go Joel Damon.
How about our boy Sepp Straka leading another
one? Wow. Hell yeah.
How about
here we go.
Lead going into the weekend?
Oh my God. Yeah, it's Friday night. I forgot about that. Sepp has got a 3-stroke lead. Oh, nice. Rory 8 under. I didn't know Rory was.
My leaderboard.
I didn't know it was the AT&T Pebble, to be honest with you. But Russell Henley, my man, clocking in, tied for 2 with a couple of other studs. Wow, this is awesome. We got the Pro Bowl on, so this is a golf weekend.
I'm doubling down on Straka. You get 2 this week.
You're doubling on Sepp?
He's on a heater, bro. I'm taking him again. I might go fucking bet him in Hard Rock, to be honest with you.
Wow. All right, I'll double down. You're double down, and I'll go with Russell Henley, just like when Sepp won a couple of weeks ago. And then I'll do Rory, just for the culture.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. I'd be taking Cam Davis, but that's fine.
Cam Davis, 11 under as well.
I'm
seeing it, it seems like nobody is. It maybe Sepp was the exception, but it feels like I keep selecting the guy who's in first or second with a bet against you, and then like I check on Sunday morning and he's like 8 under and tied for 19th. So
yeah, I mean, obviously last week was a bit of an anomaly. Where is Scheffler at? Because they got him at plus 1,500.
Scheffler is playing golf this weekend. 7 under. Oh, he's finishing right now. Oh yeah, he's officially 7 under. Tied for 20th.
Yeah, that's like a lot of strokes. If he was like 10 under, 9 under, I may throw some money on him, but I can't.
Okay, I have a really quick comment on this. First off, is Scotty Scheffler in the TGL?
I don't think so.
That's insane.
I
don't know if we talked
because it's fucking stupid.
Oh wow, I love it. So we'll talk about that for sure. But so Scotty's not in the TGL, and you brought this to my attention in the last 14 days. The TGL is where?
It's in like West Palm Beach, dude. We're so close.
In Florida.
Dude, I just immediately think football. I hear SoFi Stadium, and I'm like, oh, they're in California. You know what? I was even like confirmed by the fact that it was a 9 o'clock start. I go, who the fuck's doing a 9 o'clock start on the East Coast? This is SoFi Stadium. Makes sense. Boy, was I fucking wrong.
So the TGL is in West Palm Beach in the state of Florida.
Yeah,
Why is it called the SoFi? Bro, why does SoFi have anything to do with West Palm Beach TGL League?
Me and Chris got into it I was like, dude, no, it's in California. And then like an hour later, he sends me an article, and I'm like, fuck me. I
What?
guess I was so wrong.
What the hell? We've
Palm
been
Beach
talking about
Gardens,
this for like 3 weeks.
Palm Beach Gardens, not West Palm. I don't want to get it wrong again, but yeah, fucking
Unbelievable.
yeah.
So they're playing in Florida. So like I guess Ricky didn't play this week. I don't know. I'm
No,
always just curious because I'm thinking that up until a couple of days ago when you sent that text, I was assuming that these guys are flying to California every week and then also have to fly to wherever that next tournament is. And it's in freaking Florida.
think about right now. It's the
So could we
exact thing
go?
you're saying. They're in Pebble
Yeah, it's
Beach,
in
dude.
there. Yeah, it's the
Whoever's
California
playing in
swing
that,
right now. Yeah.
Rory
Oh,
had to play on Monday night and then fly to California. Like,
yeah, don't you usually do a practice round or is Monday when you just get there and maybe hit some balls?
I would Tuesday, Wednesday practice
Tuesday,
round
Wednesday
plus pro
practice.
am. But I
Monday's
think
travel
like
day. Yeah.
the pro am, I feel like gives them a full view of the course, whereas like a lot of people will only play 9 holes, so it's like may just practice and then use the pro am as their day to see the course. I don't know.
Yeah. I I don't know if this is I think this is not a hot take at all, but the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am has completely lost its sauce for me personally in the last 10 years, I would say. Pebble used to be a course where I would play like Tiger Woods career mode, or you'd play, whatever it is on your phone, put Tiger Woods on your phone or whatever. And Pebble on Tiger Woods actually was easy, but Pebble's like a classic golf location. And I almost feel like they're overdoing. I don't know. Is that a hot take? Do people like Pebble Beach anymore? I feel like the Pro-Am almost makes it, having Pro-Am in its name brings down the legitimacy of the tournament itself. But then I watched like the Aaron Rodgers documentary where he's playing in the Pro-Am, and it's like, oh, this is like really cool. You see Pro-Am stuff about it, and it's like, oh, this is really cool. But I feel like it's lost its like kind of status almost.
I'll give you a hotter take. I would rather watch Aaron Rodgers and Steph Curry and Justin Timberlake play golf in the
Right?
pro am than I
Yeah.
would watching the tournament.
I feel like it's completely lost its luster. Is it dependent on condition, or is it?
I don't know.
Because I feel like am I wrong? Growing up, Pebble Beach is like and it still is for like a golfer's dream course play. Like it's a top 5, top 10
Well,
worst. But
if you take a step back, right, and you look at golf as we've discussed it over the past months, right, my viewpoint is that everything's lost its luster. The
yeah,
live
okay,
has split it up to where you don't have the top players playing each other. So at face value, I still think that the PGA Tour, any event they're doing, is less exciting than it was. And you think about back in the day when it was just PGA Tour, there was no live. The most exciting events were your TPC Sawgrass, your Pebble Beach, your
Mhm.
Waste Management, and the majors. Maybe
Yeah,
like a
maybe a
Bay
few
Hill.
sprinkled in there. Yeah, Bay Hill for
Yeah, like
sure. You're like
a
a golf
small
guy.
handful. Dude,
Yeah,
name me another course that like, oh, I can't believe they're here this week. I always love watching them at X course. Like it's
I like
TPC Sawgrass.
I
It,
like
but it's
PGA
but
West. I like Wells Fargo, but they're not what you're
no, I
talking
mean
about.
the John Deere Classic. I mean, I
It's
don't
just
know,
yeah,
man. Like,
exactly. It's just personal reasons why I
yes,
like these specific tournaments. Yeah.
but if you were to go look up most viewed PGA tournaments from last year, Waste Management, but outside of majors, Waste Management's up there. Bay Hill's probably up there. The Players is up there.
Mhm.
I don't know if I could give you two more outside of like team events or whatever that people give two shits about.
Yeah.
I mean, Pebble is one of them, but like outside of that, nothing else is interesting. But I think that just kind of overflows into the fact that it's also not as interesting as it once was.
Yeah, I think you're right on that because isn't Riviera now at Torrey Pines? Which,
Well, the fucking whole city burned to the ground, so they couldn't have a tournament there.
well, no, I'm saying no. That's what I mean. Is like, aren't they playing it at Torrey Pines? And Torrey Pines is just like Pebble in the sense of this is a California coast course where it's beautiful and it's also difficult. So these are tournaments that you would watch. I had to look it up when the last time Pebble Beach was a U.S. Open. Do you remember? Or if you want to take a guess, it was in the last couple of years, few years.
I'm gonna say 19 or 20.
Yeah, it was 2019. Do you remember the winner of that tournament? I can give you a hint, but it'll give it away.
Don't. 2019 U.S. Open at Pebble. It was somebody random, I feel like.
Random, yeah.
It was a random name. I can't.
You want me to give you who came in second?
Yes.
Brooks came in second at 10 under. This was, looking in retrospect, I was in college, and if you don't have cable, most people don't have cable TV in college, so you're not watching golf ever. That was like my whole thing for like 4 years on this podcast is how the hell am I supposed to watch this golf tournament? And the answer was you need cable to watch cable television. But this was 2019, so I was a sophomore or whatever. So I wasn't really, this is when Golfballing kind of made its return. But the hint is Nick Bavaro, which an OG Golfballing listener.
Scotty Scheffler would be the only answer.
not looks wise, Nick Bavaro, but Nick worked for a company in college whose company, Gary Woodland, the 2019 Pebble Beach US Open champion, which was super freaking random at the time. Not saying Gary Woodland's a bad golfer, but you're thinking Brooks Koepka or John Rahm.
He won 2 random tournaments like back to back that year. That
he was a stud.
Yeah, but what has he done since? That's the problem. There's been so many.
He won a U.S. champion. He can do whatever the hell he wants since then.
I agree, man. But like, there's so many people that have won. I mean, I think Wyndham is playing well right now. I could see Wyndham Clark being one of those flash in the pans, won a couple majors, won a couple tournaments, and then you never hear from the guy again.
Yeah. Definitely.
You know, like,
and that's what you're
seeing. There's so many of those. Like, how many career wins does Bubba have?
I don't even want to know. I don't really
10-ish?
adore Bubba. I don't know if that's because Sean's favorite golfer as a lefty was Bubba Watson growing up, but Bubba always runs me the wrong way.
No, I was going to make an example, but not a good example. He has 12 wins.
It's a lot. All right. Feeding off of this because of the Riviera change, similar golf course, Pebble Beach. Do you remember where the 2021 U.S. Open was? And I remember this because, what was it? Hovland had sand in his eyes and he withdrew. So we're talking the 2021 U.S. Open at Torrey Pines, which just like the 2019 U.S. Open at Pebble Beach 10 years ago, if this was 2009, I think would have had, Tiger Woods. Anyways, that's a good example. But Torrey Pines, if they're playing the Riviera there, I would prefer to watch Riviera, but Torrey Pines, similar sense where it's like, I feel like these courses, because of the tournaments, because of the PGA Tour, are losing its luster. The 2021 U.S. Open was played at Torrey Pines South, and I don't know if you want to give a stab at who won that tournament. It was a foreign. It was an international. And he's really good at golf, or he was really good at golf before he made a decision that changed.
Morikawa?
No. International.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean.
A hint would give it away. No, he's not. Oh, yeah. This is a non-born American golfer. John Rahm.
Oh, fair.
So John Rahm won Torrey Pines at 6 under in 2021. So it's kind of interesting.
Dude, I hate to say it, I kind of was falling off golf at that point. This is year 3 of the Live, so basically that was like the end of the PGA Tour.
Yeah, I think the summer of 2022 was the first year of Live, and prior to that, all the rumblings and drama and all that stuff had hit headlines. But I want to say 2022 was the launch of Live because I remember living at home for that summer and watching Live on cable. But I don't know, like even the Waste Management this upcoming weekend, once it's happening, it will be completely different. Is it always Super Bowl weekend? I feel like it's always Super Bowl weekend, but
It is.
that's really difficult to go against the Super Bowl for the Waste Management, because I would rather watch the Super Bowl, even the Chiefs Eagles that I don't care about, than watch the final round of the Waste Management. But even the Waste Management, I feel like is this year, it's not really. I remember like if you're on like golf Instagram or golf Twitter, you'll see this stuff for like the month prior. But I haven't seen anything about the Waste Management next weekend, which I feel like usually is a really big deal.
The only thing I've seen is Barstool peddling their fucking People's Open merch on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, is it People's Open the Waste Management?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, like, I'm just saying, like, they're the only ones I've seen, like, pushing it, like, trying to sell merch, whatever else, which, like, I'm sure they will. But
Yeah.
I think they always start Sunday super early.
Oh, okay. So I have here on the screen, so I'm sure you can see. Also, by the way, folks, if you're watching on Spotify, which like 8% of Golfballing's listeners are on Spotify, I can't believe that's a real stat. I was ranting about that last week, how I would never want to listen to an Apple Pod anymore, but you can watch our face here. But also on YouTube, we just had a really big episode. Our last episode that we did 1 week ago did very well on streaming sites and especially on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, you can see this here. Week 4, TGL viewership increases by week 4, remains low compared to Tiger Woods' debut, watched by 1.5 million. The latest match had a viewership of 864K,
With
which was an
Tiger and Rory.
increase. That was an increase from the third week from almost 200K. Their viewership is that bad. 864K was the peak
No.
or average.
Tiger's debut spiked at 1 million, remember? And I told you it was going to fall like fucking hotcakes.
Oh, here we go. We got a tweet right here. Let me just pull this one up.
I told you it was going to continue to decline after people figured out it sucked.
All right. TGL's 4-week viewership trend. Week 1, 919K. Week 2, 1.05 million. Week 3, 682K. That was a tough TGL. And then week 4, 864K, which I guess is
How does Tiger versus
27.
Rory get less? How does Tiger versus Rory get less views than Tiger versus whoever
you
he
couldn't
was
even
playing
see
with?
this. Did I text you that TGL was on Monday night?
No, and I completely forgot.
Yeah, and I was gonna text you then. If I didn't text you, I was gonna text you. I was gonna tell you TGL is on tonight, by the way. And that's why I have it recorded.
We talked about it Sunday, and I still fucking forgot.
I watched it on Wednesday when we were gonna do the pod, and then I finished it tonight because I, as well, on Monday night, I think I might have even knew that it was on, but I didn't tune into it. I will say two things, my two takes on the TGL. I would not watch the TGL if I did not have this Golfballing podcast. If we did not talk golf every single week, I would not really know anything about the TGL. I would definitely not watch highlights. If it was on and I saw it was on and I didn't have anything else going, I would tune it in. But I do just want to say, because I know you're super anti-TGL so far, I posted it on the Golfballing story a couple of nights ago. I got a lot of positive responses, and that was probably the first time I've gotten positive responses from the TGL. And I still just hold by the fact that I don't think you can really make exhibition golf into this must-watch TV, whether it's Tiger, Rory, Phil, Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, Arnold Palmer. Like, I don't think it's possible to make exhibition golf that entertaining.
You can. You have to make it tangible. And I've said this before, but they need to make it, first of all, they need to make it a week-by-week basis payout, right? Hey, each week, these teams are playing for X amount of dollars, just like you do on the PGA Tour, right? But just make it first place gets X amount of dollars, second place gets a consolation prize, or they get nothing. I don't know. However you structure it. But my whole point is, if you do it this way and you say, oh, well, you have the money leaders, and then you kind of make a mini FedEx Cup at the end of the year where I understand it's a short season, but you have them go head to head, maybe in a bracket system where the top 4 teams, it sucks. They only have 6, so it's hard to do that. But the top 4 teams go into like a round robin or something. But you can't just have it like, yeah, their record's 1-1, they're 2-0. We played for 10 weeks. Now we have a championship. That's
I
a
don't
huge
like
problem.
Yeah.
That's a huge problem. And the other thing is the commentary is absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. So each team has additional players that don't play every week, right? Why not
Yeah.
one player from each team go to the booth and those are your commentators? Talk
Yeah.
shit to each other, help your team out, do some coaching. Hey, throw the hammer, whatever it is. I just think you can utilize like the airtime better than they are. I don't even know the fucking guy's name that announces, but he is
Yeah, I don't
awful.
either. It's
He's
not a golf
awful.
guy. Yeah, it's definitely not a golf.
No,
Oh, Scott Van Pelt was
no, it's not.
so Scott Van Pelt
Not up in the booth.
he
It's
is the
not.
lead. I know, but I think he's supposed to be the guy. Scott Van Pelt's supposed to be the lead, but he's in the studio at ESPN or whatever. He did have a much more, I don't know, my memory is bad, but I feel like in week 3, I don't even know if Scott Van Pelt was on the air for more than like a minute prior before he went live in West Palm to whoever that guy's name is. But this past
Matt
week, there
Berry
was
is his name.
okay. Well, this past week, I feel like there was more emphasis on Scott introducing kind of what was going on. And it was annoying in the sense of, um, it felt like an NBA game where it's starting 15 minutes later than when it's supposed to start. And I feel like the first, or at least week 3 was, all right, I'm Scott Van Pelt. Let's go live to West Palm for TGL week 3. And then the guy kind of did his intro that was on the field live. But I like,
Marty Smith was the one on the field. And he's like an ESPN correspondent that's been around forever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
the
all
guy
ESPN
with
dudes.
The spiky hair guy. But the fucking
Yeah.
Matt Berry, I've never heard of him ever.
And even the guy who does the guy who does the interviews, I don't know who that is either. That's Marty Smith, you're saying?
The spiky hair, yeah, the spiky hair guy. He's an ESPN
tall white
analyst. Dude? Correct. Marty Smith.
Yeah, he's a big name.
He's a pretty big name for ESPN.
Well, I mean, I don't mind him at all. I just didn't think
I want to say he's more. What's funny is I think he's actually more of an NBA guy than anything.
Really? I'm seeing.
I could be wrong about
NASCAR. I think he was a big NASCAR guy back in the day. But I don't have like, I mean, Marty's fine. I don't have. The first guest I think they had on was David Ortiz, because it was Boston Common Golf Club. And I think the first guy was David Ortiz. Now I'm trying to remember who the second guy was. I can't remember if it was a golf guy or an actor or whatever it was. I really don't mind the commentary in the sense of, obviously, like if it was a guy like Joel Damon, it would be very different. But I do kind of like to relax, have the TV on, and I can hear Tiger and all these guys talking to each other about hammers and just lining up putts. Like, I get it that it's not perfect, but I really don't. I have very small expectations when I watch these, so I really like it as far as a casual. Just while I'm watching sim golf on a weeknight with Rory, Tiger, whoever it is, and I don't know. I really enjoy it, but like I said, I don't think I would watch this if I didn't do this.
Here's the thing, I think that it is potentially going to be something cool if they do the right adjustments and they make the right changes going into next year. But if they just keep this the way it is and then don't find a good announcer, they don't make it interesting, I see it falling flat on the face. And I think that their big thing was this ESPN TV deal. Under $1 million. I think we've done this before, but like, you want to look up what fucking Penn State Notre Dame did?
NBA might be better for an ESPN random, but you're right. Like we were going through random national broadcast games. Like Navy was like double digits, whatever the hell they're getting right now. Like a Navy game on national TV. But then again, especially if you were in the armed forces, like I Navy alums are tuning in into a Navy college football game on national TV. But what I think an NBA
go Minnesota Timberwolves. Average viewership per game. That's just like the most random team I can think of.
I don't know if I want to tell you.
And they have 100 games a season, dude. That's the worst part.
Oh, this was Christmas. They averaged 4.45 million on that was Christmas though.
Who cares? Go to another game. I guarantee you it's probably over 2. The fact that 4.4 million people tuned in on a fucking Christmas Wednesday this year when they were with their families might speak volumes to what their normal viewership is.
Oh, this is playoffs of last year. The Timberwolves Mavs playoff round last year was 7 million, but I can't find just a random Timberwolves viewership. I Googled average Minnesota Timberwolves viewership. I'm going to go average NBA ESPN average viewership because I think that's better. Okay. Through 34. Oh, good guess. Through 34 games, NBA games on ESPN platforms are averaging 1.95 million viewers. But that's a big gain. This is from December 30th, and this was a big gain because 5.3 million watched all day on Christmas. But Christmas is a really big.
Oh, deal. I bet you NFL games on Christmas and Thanksgiving were wild.
Oh, that's like double digit easily. Yeah,
double. Yeah, for sure. It's like damn near Super Bowl numbers.
The average rating for an NBA TNT game was 1.8 million. ESPN 1.77 million in early December. So, yeah, compared to a random 82 game NBA team, it is pretty much double less in a bad way. This upcoming, if anyone's wondering, this upcoming Tuesday, February 4th, will be the Boston Common Golf Club against LA Golf. And I'm going to look up LA
That's
again.
Max Homa versus Rory, or?
I believe, yeah. And who's the other guy on TG? Morikawa, Justin Rose.
That's right. Yep,
and they have a really nice interface on TGLGolf.com. Give props.
I'm gonna take
Tommy Fleetwood.
Fleetwood. Okay.
Yeah.
Who did I say? Homa? Whose team is he on?
I think Homa is LA Golf Club, but he's not playing.
Okay, he's not playing. Okay, that's what I thought.
So it's going to be Keegan, Rory, and Adam versus Tommy Fleetwood, Kyle Morikawa, and Justin Rose at 9 p.m. Eastern.
So they actually do only have 4 people, and one person sits out. Why the fuck are they? No, Max Homa's actually on Tiger's team. I was wrong.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
So who's the
Max Homa, Tom Kim, and Tiger?
Oh, really? That's a loaded.
Thagala is the 4th on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
There's a cool golf Instagram account that does the walk-ups. Like he takes pictures of all the walk-ups. Like it's like an ESPN or it's like an NFL game, and they do, like the photos of people walking into the locker room or whatever. I'm gonna try and find this because it's actually really cool.
Has every team played? I feel like they have, right? Ricky's played twice.
Yeah, I think this was the last. I think Boston was the last team.
It's
called
play.
Anyone wondering? It's Golf Projects. That's the guy's at. It's just cool.
Can we talk about how Lucas Glover made it onto any fucking team?
See, that's what I was saying is like Atlanta Golf Club, he's on Lucas Glover. Like that's the most random thing ever.
It's the worst. Dude, I'm scrolling through here and I'm just like, well, he didn't play first round. Thank God.
I will be honest. I think have we seen? Oh yeah, we've seen the Bay. Their team. I don't really love it. All right, the Bay is Aberg, Wyndham Clark, Minwoo Lee, and Shane Lowry. That does nothing really for me, but I like watching Aberg. I remember watching him in week 1. New York Golf Club is Matt Fitzpatrick, Ricky Fowler, Xander Schauffele, and Cam Young. That's probably my least favorite team because I do remember like 2 weeks ago when it was Ricky Fowler, I barely remember Ricky was like even playing in that. But Fitzpatrick on TV doesn't do anything. Xander on TV doesn't do anything. And Cam Young and his MLB logos definitely doesn't do anything. I think that's the most underwhelming team.
I can get
but
behind
Ricky live, when you're watching Ricky live, it's not like a difference maker. It's like,
no.
I'm assuming he's the captain. Actually, it might be Fitzy.
Tom Kim's the most electric player on the fucking field.
Tom Kim was awesome, and Tom Kim was a guy I was worried about, like Hideki. Not, and that's more racy, but I am still worried Hideki doesn't speak good enough English. But I'm not aware. I'm not well versed enough on his English speaking. But Tom Kim, like I said, it sounds a little bit racy, but I was a little bit worried about what Tom Kim would be like on TV. But he was awesome. Tom Kim was awesome. Yeah, he was phenomenal. Yeah.
He cemented his personality at the Ryder Cup. You know, he's playing decent, I guess. I mean, he's not anything like, oh my God, I want him on my team, but he brings some fun to it. Same with Kisner. Like, no one's sitting here and going, Kisner's a great golfer. Like, I'm so glad he's going to be competitive. Like, no, like they're there to see Kisner cut up with Tiger and Max Homa and bullshit around. Like,
it's definitely a step from like Xander, Fitzpatrick, Justin Rose, Adam Scott.
Let's be honest, Rory's team sucks too. Like,
yeah, Rory's team's terrible.
Keegan and Adam Scott. Like, I like Hideki. I like watching Hideki. I know you have your reservations.
No, I like I love watching Hideki, but can he speak English is my question. I don't know. I'm sure that I can Google it. But I thought Hideki did his like post-game Masters. I look up does Hideki, and the first thing that comes up is does he speak English? He speaks some English, but primarily uses a translator for interviews. So it's like, am I also watching Hideki's because what do you mean? I'm watching. You got to stop watching these damn highlights. I'll text you Tuesday morning and be like, "Hey, TGL's on tonight at 9 p.m." But when you're watching
text me at 8:45, motherfucker. Hey, I'm about to turn this shit on too. That's when you need to text. You text me at 9 a.m. I'm not remembering either. I'm old. I'm old and I'm working. I've literally missed 4 work calls while we've been doing this.
Oh my God, are you serious? It's 6:30.
Yeah, I have West Coast customers. So.
Oh my God. Well, thanks for tuning in. Real quick, Golf Digest magazine. Hideki Matsuyama got so excited when Chick-fil-A came up in his victory presser, he started speaking English. So how much does Hideki Matsuyama love Chick-fil-A? So much that when the beloved chicken chain came up during his victory press conference at TPC Southwind, he spontaneously started speaking perfect English. Matsuyama doesn't let his guard down for much, and he certainly doesn't speak to the media in his second language, but for Chick-fil-A chicken, even the coolest customer on tour lost his head.
Love that.
So I guess they're just going to have to bring up some Chick-fil-A.
The people's champion, man.
Yeah. I love Hideki. I loved his caddy bowing down to the flag, but I don't have much. I am golfing this upcoming week, by the way. I'm excited for that. I'm going to rep 18 holes. It is in Mexico. I'm going to be playing 18 with my grandmother.
Where are you playing at?
I don't remember the course, but it is a bigger... I don't think it's a Nicholas design, but
I'm going to be in Mexico at the end of February.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Start Googling it. Jack Nicklaus. Is that crazy? Playing a Nicholas design, Mexico. That's pretty sick. Well, I don't like sharing I don't
What
like
golf
sharing
course you're
free. Yeah, hey man, people have addresses. I have addresses. I
Yeah.
got some
I
enemies
think
out there,
we're
but
playing Playa Mujeres Golf Club. I think that's where we're playing.
I am Aries.
I think that's the one. The company's paying for it. I don't know.
Right.
Riviera Cancun. That's another one.
Isn't there a tour site in Cancun, or is that because I remember Nick went down to Cancun with some of our friends and he played where it starts with an M where the cave is. Mary
In
we're
Naples?
about to play, yeah, we're about to play Mexico's. I just had this pulled up. Oh, they're
A
playing in
course in
Vallarta
Naples
now.
with the first an M.
No, in Cancun.
Oh, okay.
My
Gotcha.
Coba.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Nick, I remember when he went to Cancun, he played Mayakoba. But yeah, I'm excited. I haven't played golf since Nick and Matt were in town, which was what? Do you even know when that was?
Fucking November? December.
Yeah,
It was early December
long
or early
time ago.
November. It was like the 7th of something. I can look
It
it
wasn't
up.
too long ago. I think it was December then. Damn, that was okay.
Bro,
Wow, it's
Mayakoba
March,
is
February.
literally like the other side of Mexico.
No shit. Wait, really?
I'm looking
Is
at it
this when we
now.
went to Playa del Carmen? Yeah, isn't that? Did he play my?
Oh,
Nick might have played Mayakoba when we were in Cabo then.
no. Never mind.
Okay,
I'm looking
all
for
right.
my
Because
place.
that didn't really sound right. El
There's
Camino
two
Mayakoba.
Garza Blancas. It's an hour away from my hotel.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't venture off. I was surprised he ventured off.
no, I was gonna say like if it was under a half hour, I might shuttle it, but I will say it is like a straight shot down the coastline, which probably is a beautiful drive if someone else is doing it for you and you got a beverage in your hand. But we'll figure that
Yeah.
out. I got a month.
Real quick, top Mexico beers because we're both going there in the next month. I'll start it off with a crisp Dos Equis. I think Dos
Modelo.
Equis is phenomenal. I also want to say real quick, Tecate is an amazing beer. I love Tecate so much. I didn't really taste that
That's like
until
their Bud
I went
Light,
to
bro.
Cabo.
That
I know
is.
I didn't really
It's like
have that till I went to Cabo with Nick, and wow, that was the biggest botched. Sometimes I have nightmares. Nick and I got invited to Cabo a couple of years ago to promote a golf course, and we did. It's just so bad the guy unfollowed both of us on Instagram right after. I feel so bad. It was during COVID. It was really weird. Or it wasn't actually weird, but it was just I was retarded. So I apologize to that guy. But they have a tour event at that golf course, and I can't remember what it is, but we played it, and it made me want to quit golf from the tips.
Yeah.
Oh, also Tecate's the Pacifico, also just top Mexican beer.
Pacifico's
But
banging.
did you
Pacifico
say banging?
is banging.
Dude, a
I love
Pacifico out of like a bottle. Oh my god, I love Pacifico.
Modelo
And
and
there's
Pacifico are my two Mexican beers.
I can't get into Modelo's because I don't like canned beer
They have
too much.
bottles with
I
gold
know I've never
foil
had
on
a bottle. What's the other one? I can't end this podcast until I think of the beer that I love so much. It's not Tecate. It's not Dos Equis.
Victoria.
It's not. No. I'll Google it so we can. You got any plans tonight?
Eat some dinner, go to bed early. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
But it's a Mexican beer.
Yeah, I just saw
Sol?
Victoria was the number 4. No, I don't know what the hell you're talking about on all these. I type it in and everything you're saying is here.
I used to work for a beer company. I have a decent repertoire of beverages.
Damn, dude. I guess it might be Tecate. I just don't think it's Tecate,
Superior.
but No, I'm looking
Victoria.
at a picture right now, and none of these are.
Neger Modelo is awesome. The dark lager.
My God, dude, how many different beers do you think you've had?
Oh God, dude, that's couldn't count them. I mean, just because I used to love craft beer and try different sours and stouts and IPAs and lagers and
If
do. I mean, I couldn't put a number on it.
the big thing is like how many states have you visited? If you had to give a percent of all the beers that exist in the entire world, let's keep it local. If you drank all the beers near you in your region, if there was a total, what percent do you think you'd be at?
I don't know. I mean, 70.
Wow, that's awesome.
But I mean, okay, but like, there's a caveat to that. Are we talking like distributed beers or like beers that are only sold at the brewery and like,
Yeah, I'm not
I
trying to
mean,
get too underground,
if
too
you're talking about like
IPA.
sampled different beverages, like a lot, just because of the business I was in.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But
It's awesome.
not
Well, thanks
anymore.
for
I haven't had a
joining.
beer. Yeah, I haven't had a beer in a minute.
Damn, really?
Bourbon
Had a
and
couple
vodka.
Bud Lattes.
Bourbon and vodka. I had a Mick Ultra the other night at dinner,
Mm,
but
nice.
I don't even
Very
count that.
nice. Yeah. All right, well, sir, I'll be out of town next week, but I'll
Have
hit you
fun.
up if anything, if any pod open. Otherwise, I'll just solo it. I don't know. There might not be a pod next week. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't know what Wi-Fi is. I don't.
We've been on a
Blah,
good
blah,
run,
blah, blah.
man.
Yeah, it's been great. It's growing. It's very small. Not too many people are listening to the Golf Line podcast, but I appreciate each and every one of you. We're continuing to grow, and yeah, check out the Golf Line podcast, or sorry, Golf Line Instagram. About to hit 85K here, so things are looking good. As always, we're available on YouTube as well if you want to watch. So yeah, thanks Ryan for tuning in, and I'm gonna end the show. Give it a 5-star rating, dude. We have 7 ratings on Spotify. This is ridiculous. What does that even mean?
I'll
All
go.
right. Thanks
I'll go
for
read it.
watching or listening.